barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So, you guys just saw hey, they about to come out now. Hey, go check my comment section about 3 hours on my last video. About 4 hours. Them Eddie Hearn and everyone else is coming. They gonna come be like, it ain't true. It's a lie. Bet me any amount of money. I haven't checked the comment section yet, but I can almost guarantee it. All right, moving forward. Canelo has a $365 million contract. Right? Right? Makes sense? Part 2. They only made $14 million in America. DAZN came out last January, I believe. Last July or June. I believe Eddie Hearn came out with Demetrius Andrade, Jesse Vargas, and a few other guys, right? If I'm not mistaken. And we were like, ho-hum. But the point of the matter is that I'm making is, how are they going to recoup $365 million? Man, go back and watch my videos. I said his $365 million contract is not a guarantee. Keep in mind, even in the NFL, the NBA, I haven't been a part of contract negotiations. I've seen an actual NBA contract. I've seen an actual overseas contract. I've never seen an NFL contract, right? When I was training and when some of my athletes trained or signed in the NBA, I actually seen the contract because they take pictures and shit, right? It's like their day, you know? And the point I'm making is, when they say the contract is worth X amount of dollars, it's 100% lived up to that contract. That means like the All-Star incentives, the Pro Bowl incentives, playing every game of the season incentive, averaging over 20 points a game, the attendance, jersey sales. All these are contractual incentives. I don't know what they are for Canelo, but I was making a point that, and I was telling every other fighter too, if you go to DAZN, make sure, one, you get a percentage of the new growth. I was very adamant about that in my videos. And two, make sure your money is guaranteed. I don't believe Canelo's money is guaranteed. I don't believe they're going to live out the years of this contract. 11 fights, that means 4 years. I don't see DAZN sustaining themselves for 4 years. You know, I can't see a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar investors hanging in for something where they're basically in the last place. And they will consistently be in the last place. You know, if you've read the tea leaves, you understand the realities of what's going on. At the beginning, Eddie Hearn was loud and proud, right? Now they don't want him near Canelo or Triple G. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to face the music. And they raise their prices. So between Eddie Hearn not being able to talk and the cat having his tongue, and them raising their prices to $19.99, it's utterly impossible. At $19.99, it is still utterly impossible for them to recoup $365 million. It's utterly impossible for Triple G to get his money. They're banking on Canelo Triple G doing exceptionally well. Their last hurrah is Canelo Triple G, because there's no way they get Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua on DAZN when neither one of them are actually signed to DAZN. I'm gonna repeat that again. Anthony Joshua nor Deontay Wilder are signed to DAZN. Why is that important? They have the option to leave. And in my humble opinion, and my greatest of estimations, and my greatest estimations of common sense is, no way would I have Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder on DAZN. And I say this from a business perspective. I want you to pay $100 to watch this pay-per-view. I'm just being real. And guess what? You're going to pay the $100 to watch that pay-per-view. You know what I mean? It's no way around it, you know? The most angry boxing fan will spend $100 that Saturday night to watch that fight. And the most joyous boxing fan will spend $100. We will be watching that fight. Your girlfriend will be watching that fight. I'll tell you a great example of how valuable, how important that fight is. I have gloves of Deontay Wilder signed. He's actually signed 2 gloves of my daughter before she was even born. And he signed one for Kennedy, which is my daughter, and one for Lincoln, right? And I told Dre, I said, Dre, I got autograph of Deontay Wilder. Mind you, every famous fighter I've had the ability to touch in terms of getting contact with, whatever the case may be. I've told stories after the fight. We have dinner. How was your weekend? La-di-da-di-da, for them. You know what she told me? We were on our way to go to Lincoln's recital. She says, do you have an autograph? Did you get an autograph of Deontay Wilder? And I says, I already got it. But the point I'm making is she independently asked about Deontay Wilder. And I told her a year ago when Deontay Wilder signed them gloves for me and my son. Over a year ago, he signed them gloves. And I told her, one is for Lincoln, one is for Kennedy. She didn't even think nothing of it. She didn't even care. But now that he's on ESPN and Fox Sports and he's trending and she's probably at the hospital and people are coming in talking about, did you watch the fight? Did you see that knockout? She's now asking about Deontay Wilder. So that's how his popularity is growing. And she's never wanted, Dre has never wanted to go to a Floyd fight ever in her life. Never. Has nothing about her wanted to go to a Floyd Mayweather fight. Nothing about her wanted to go to a Manny Pacquiao fight. And the list goes on and on and on. But I know she's real interested in going to a Deontay Wilder fight. I'm not sure if she'll want to travel and go. But because the reason why I know this is because she could have went to the fight in December and chose not to go. You know, like, how am I going to buy 2 tickets for subscribers and not buy her ticket? Right? It don't make sense, right? So I said all that to say this. Deontay Wilder's profile is permeating the women that are the mothers that are in the men's lives that are actually fans of boxing. And she has no idea who Anthony Joshua is. No idea. No idea who Anthony Joshua is. But she knows who Deontay Wilder is now because he's had a great past 6 months. And it's just constantly building and building and building and building. And I said all that to say, if Triple G Canelo flops, which it will, Triple G has no value. Triple G is a great opponent. You understand where I'm coming from? Right now in his career, he's a great opponent. So you need him to fight the Charlos of the world. They may have to pay Charlo. And I told every black fighter this last summer. I remember I said, hold your water. Demand excellence in terms of what you're getting paid. Because they're going to need you. So Charlo, they're going to need you. Let them flip-flop and fight for each other's belts. It don't mean nothing. Honestly, I'll be real. If any one of them guys at 160 fight each other on that app, it would just be another day to me. For real. I actually, I don't care. And the reason being because there's no marketing. There's no build up to it. There was a lot of build up to that Dominic Brazil fight and Deontay Wilder. I wanted to see that fight. And so did you. I'm not saying it was the best opponent versus the best fighter, but the storylines, our imagination, it tantalized our imagination. He gonna kill him. And truth be told, if that fight had continued, he would have been severely concussed. Call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? So here we go. DAZN, you're in trouble. DAZN, you're in big, big trouble because Mexicans are not buying the app and the quantity of numbers in which you envision. Canelo don't bring them over. And I'm going to tell you this why. I'm going to tell you why. And don't take this as an insult. The same way they raise their families is the same way they watch fights. They don't watch fights alone. It's 20 or 30 people. I grew up in LA. I understand it. I've actually watched, about 4 or 5 years ago, I actually watched a Canelo fight. Who did he fight that night? God. Oh, Liam Smith. I think it was the Liam Smith fight in Dallas, Texas. I actually watched it with some Mexican, with with a Mexican family that I actually know. They actually invited me over, and we watched the Liam Smith fight there. So with that being said, they watch it 10 to 20 people at a time. They don't watch it by themselves, you know. And honestly, if correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but Mexico don't pay for pay-per-views. The country of Mexico doesn't pay for pay-per-views, and I'm not saying that that DAZN is in Mexico, but it's the mindset. You understand? I rent to many Latino families. Matter of fact, I'm gonna speak from experience. I don't have to. I rent to many Latino families, and I know there's 2 families in the house. I know someone is sleeping on the couch, someone sleeping in one bedroom, someone sleeping in the bedroom, and I can tell by the water bill too. Like, you can't lie when I see the water bill, I know, I know that that they have people living there. It's just I know what I know what the water bill should look like in the building. And when it's spiked up by $150 a month, I'm like, oh, someone in this building has 2 families living here. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, in LA, and my recent history that I know of when I rent, multiple families live in the house, and they save their money so they can afford to buy a house. That's how they do it. That's what they do. You know, I'm not condemning them. I'm just speaking facts. So don't no Mexican come in the comment section and call me a racist, because they pay me rent every month, and I know exactly who lives in that house. You know, I go, and that's one of the tricks of owning property. I go by and sweep the units just so I can see what the fuck is going on. Yeah, they don't know what I'm going by. I go by and put the rat poison down around, because in the summertime and shit, you get those rodents and shit because the ground be hot, the ants and the roaches and all that shit, especially when you got multiple people living in the units. You're going to get that type of shit because it's more trash than per usual. So anyways, man, as I digress back into what I was talking about, DAZN is in a world of trouble, and if they have a fire sale, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with it. You know, how about if PBC buys DAZN? Oh man, that's literally a reality. That literally can happen. You know, wow. If that happens, Bob Arum wouldn't make it to the next morning. Bob Arum would. Oh my God, Bob Arum. Oh, poor Bob. That would take Bob Arum to the moon and back. If PBC bought DAZN, sheesh, and forced Canelo and all them guys to restructure their contract, or force similar to the way they do in the NBA, they make them pay a percentage of that contract in lieu of sale. You know, interesting concepts. But DAZN needs money. Fighters better discount, double check, and make sure that their money is guaranteed. Because if they're not, I can't foresee them getting money. Similar to when 50 Cent folded with Gamboa. You know, it set him back a few years. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. DAZN bet on the Mexican fan base, and the Mexican fan base has failed them, because 86% of their market is in Asia and in Europe. North America, in terms of boxing, is the best country in the world for boxing, and they thought it was gonna be easy, but it's not that easy. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. American media, what you gonna do next week? What you gonna do next week? Everybody knows. Everybody's waiting. I'm gone. Peace. Oh, and don't forget. Damn, I have it on this phone right now. June 29th, I want to do like a haircut thing in Texas, in Houston, Texas. If I have a barber out there that wants to help out, please email me, DM me, go to my Instagram, click a link in the description box somehow, some way. And June 30th, I'm going to do it in LA. And then July 28th and August 25th is haircuts and my annual backpack giveaway. So we're going to do that. And if you want to donate, you can go to my PayPal, which is my email, fhaw17@gmail. and or you can PayPal me at Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS. And keep in mind, you're not subsidizing. I've already allocated money for this, so you're only making it bigger. I don't want people to go online and say I'm panhandling. No. No, I appreciate everyone who donated last year. You only made it better. Okay, this is something that Lincoln is doing, my son, and because I want to build that. I want to build that in his spirit, in his heart. To give back. So this comes out of Lincoln's money. This ain't my money. Lincoln. I work for Lincoln, keep it honest with you. Lincoln pays me $100 a day. So, anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. I want you guys to have a splendid day. DAZN! What it do, y'all? What it do? I told y'all this day was coming, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy per se. It's kind of like when your neighbor gets busted for drugs and he has a family, right? You knew the day was coming. You spoken to him. You tried to you even tried to get him a job. You told him that it's not gonna last long, and then you see the popos banging on his door with a search warrant, right? And you see him go to the police car, and you're like, damn, I told him this day was coming, and there's a level of hurt. As a boxing fan, I don't want this to happen, but I just know there's a certain way in how you go about things in this boxing industry. And Eddie Hearn and John Skipper wanted to dethrone ESPN, and Eddie Hearn wanted to take down Al Heyman. And these are the facts. Barbershop conversations. I'm gone. Peace.